Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, this is Pod Racing with me tonight.
I'm so wizard, it's Kerry Carusetta.
No, Waddle. Actually, it's Vince. It's Vince. Hi, how's it going?
You don't want to just talk like Waddle the whole time?
Think you're going to get canceled for being Watto.
Good deal for you. I don't know what accent this is, but apparently I'm a slave trader who's also like a world-renowned parts recipient for the entire galaxy. I travel to Celeste. I travel everywhere.
Oh, yeah. He is all over he's in the sequel, huh?
Yeah, that was baffling to me. That like in the canon of that game, that you buy all your upgrades from Watto for I think every racer does. So even if you're Sebulba or like Ben Quadraneros or anybody, you're buying your upgrades from Watto across the galaxy.
I love it.
Even Anakin makes like deals with him. It's very odd choice.
Yeah.
First, we're going to talk about Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, developed by LucasArts, published by LucasArts, and came out originally in 1999. And then you will hear another pod racing game after we talk about this first one.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves there.
That's fine. So I always start this off with memories. So I had played this game many times in the past, like on N64, but I never liked it because I always sucked at it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I found out I still suck at it.
I honestly don't know if I played beyond the first level ever. Like everything looked new to me. I think I either like would, I think it probably I played it at like a store kiosk and I played the first level. It's Tatooine. It looks like the movie. I'm like, yep, that sounds good. And then like looking at this now, I'm like, I don't think I ever got farther than that. Even like probably when like playing like ROMs, I'm like, yep, it's the Tatooine level. There we go. And I think that's my memory of it. And so I was like, well, why don't I just play F-Zero or Wipeout or Extreme G on the 64? Why would I be playing this game? F-Zero X is way better. So I just never really gave this game the time of day. That's my memories.
And Kerry,
what'd you do?
Yeah, so when we say this came out, what year?
99.
99, yeah.
Right, like a week before the movie came out.
Oh, it was before the movie. Oh, interesting.
It says May 18th. The movie was probably somewhere around there. May 99. I know we bought my sister the Backstreet Boys Millennium. And my mom bought me Star Wars tickets. They bought her a Backstreet Boys album. We bought them all.
She got luckier than you did then.
She wanted it that way.
I was at the right age. I was 16. So I was just young enough to really love Episode 1 when it came out, and just old enough to hate Anakin and the pod racing in the movie at the time. Now I'm
so
old
wizard.
enough to shake the whole thing. Yeah, it was so wizard. But this movie and game came out. I was working at Target, and I bought a ton of stuff with my Target discount and did not buy this game, which tells you how I felt. And I bought so much Star Wars stuff. When I was working at Target, I bought like maybe 20 action figures. I bought Darth Maul statue I have on a shelf to my right now. It was one that you paint yourself. I bought like dueling Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn like robotic statues that like will like sit there and fight each other. All sorts of stuff, and I did not buy this game. But we did end up, my friends and I did rent it one weekend and play it on my friend Adam's N64 on his 13-inch TV in his bedroom. And so I remember playing this game on a little 13-inch CRT and thinking, oh, this is like F-Zero. I like F-Zero, not enough to buy it, but this is like, I like this as much as I like F-Zero. I remember it required the expansion pack, right?
I don't know if it required it, but I think it enhanced it.
Yeah, I know that we had the expansion. I never owned the expansion pack, but we had the expansion pack we like lived at Adam's house basically, and somebody had their expansion pack at his house because we got it with Star Fox 60. I think Star Fox 64 maybe.
No, Star Fox had the Rumble pack.
Okay,
and then the expansion pack came with Donkey Kong 64, which would have been, I think, 99 as well, like later. Yeah. And it came pre-packed in that because there was like a bug that Rare couldn't fix without the Rare expansion. It was also released separately that I had.
Yeah, we had, I know we had one at his house. I know that our friend Bo was the one who bit the bullet and bought Donkey Kong 64, which none of us liked except for him. I'm not a collectathon guy. I fucking hate Banjo-Kazooie, and I don't like
Same.
Donkey Kong 64 either. Sorry. I
Don't
know
be sorry.
there's like a certain... I hated Banjo-Kazooie. I liked
I did not
Conker's
enjoy
Bad
it.
Fur Day. That was fun. And then I know our friend Tim, he was the Perfect Dark guy. So we had expansion packs coming from those two. So we had expansion pack. I don't know if we used it with this or not, but I know it. I know the box. I'm looking at the box. It says expansion pack enhanced. Okay, so
Yeah.
the expansion pack maybe will it run at 60 FPS?
Yeah, like double the resolution, I believe.
To help with the FPS at all, I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play. I know that I was getting smooth 60 FPS emulating it on RetroArch.
Yeah, it says it runs at 640 by 480, has a better frame rate. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Which is neat, because that game likes to push it, and you don't see where you're going.
Yes.
This is a fun racing game in that. Like,
it's not a fun racing game in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rented it that one time, and I never really thought about it ever again until a couple of years before the pandemic. I picked it up at a resale shop for $2, and I sold it for $20. Never did even.
Nice.
I popped it into my N64 and made sure it worked, and then packaged it and sold it. I was like, no, I'm good.
See, I never really. I have a very similar experience to y'all. Like, I never really played it much, but I loved Star Wars games in this era, and I loved Rogue Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
And I even talked myself into liking Shadows of the Empire. But I
love Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah,
I 100%ed Shadows of the Empire. I did it on the hardest difficulty setting. I love Shadows. I would spend we would figure out how to get the Wampa out of his thing early and let him kill all the stormtroopers. Oh man, I got the N64 was my first system to get at launch.
Yeah.
I got the NES in '89. I got the Super Nintendo the year after it came out. I never had a Game Boy, and I was a Nintendo only household. But then I got the N64 literally actually 5 days before it came out because my Toys R Us broke street date by a week or by 5 days. And I had
awesome.
and I didn't have very much money. That was like a guilty divorced dad gift. I had a lot of those. And I had that and Mario 64. And then for Christmas, I got Shadows of the Empire. And I didn't have another game until Ocarina of Time came out.
Oh, wow.
And then I didn't have another game after that until Smash Brothers. And those are the only 4 N64 games I had for a long time, other than I got NFL Blitz and I think I ended up getting... I got Gauntlet Legends. Oh,
yeah. Gauntlet Legends.
Fun game.
Yeah,
by the time Gauntlet Legends came out, I was working, so...
Right. Yeah. See, yeah, I wasn't working. I'm just a couple years younger than you. But definitely my Blockbuster was starting to sell used games in this era, and Funko Land had opened up in our area as well. So I was able to get, I got F-Zero X for $18.99, 3 months after release.
You want to talk about a hard as balls fast racing game? F-Zero X. Jesus.
There's a reason I've never played any of those, because I don't like racing games, I found out. Especially if you touch a wall, you pretty much lose. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you get to games where you blow up and Lakitu doesn't save you out, and F-Zero has lives, you'll be in a circuit where you have to do 6 races. Yeah. And if you die 5 times, the whole 4 races you just completed before, you just have to repeat that. So
I can't go for that. No kidding.
Yeah,
not a fan.
Yeah, F-Zero X has a really cool mode that's literally just going around in a circle and trying to kill all the other racers as fast as possible. And it took me 27 minutes the first time I ever did it. Although, I feel hours of trying of always dying. And then I got it down to 2 minutes in my heyday. So F-Zero X was my jam. I played that game so much. I love that game. And it's this is not F-Zero at all.
I mean, this game sold so much more than that too.
I looked up someplace I saw Wikipedia said in 2004 it was the 5th best selling Star Wars game at the time. It's more than X-Wing, more than TIE Fighter.
That's insane. That is insane. I saw something that said it has the Guinness World Record for the highest selling sci-fi racing game.
Yeah, probably combined. Probably sold more than all of Wipeout ever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of sci-fi racing games. You've got F-Zero. You've got
Wipeout.
You got
Extreme G. I think it had 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, Extreme G. Right. You got Thumper, I guess.
Yeah. And then a lot of spiritual successors like Aero GPX and stuff like that now.
Right. But yeah. So yeah, it's according to that. And it's also the 2nd highest selling non-Nintendo game on the N64.
That's crazy too.
And number 1 is Diddy Kong Racing.
And that's Nintendo adjacent.
And I'm like, how is that possible that GoldenEye is not number one?
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
How is GoldenEye? I want to see I need to see the numbers.
Yeah, that's
insane
wrong to me.
It seems very wrong to me.
Have you seen like the bundle box of the 64 for Episode 1 Racer where they've sold like the system with the cartridge? It's just like this beautiful black box that I'm like, this. It's a very pretty box. I always wanted it. Just the graphic design of it was really cool. I was Episode 1 pilled, but not enough to buy this game.
I never bought this game either, and I later on bought a lot of 64 games for dirt cheap, but this is one I never wanted nothing to do with. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I want to correct. It's Nintendo published games.
Okay.
So Star Wars Episode 1 Racer is the 13th highest selling N64 game, and it's the second highest selling not published by Nintendo, because GoldenEye was published by Nintendo. It's developed by Rare. No, Diddy Kong Racing is published by Rare.
Really odd. Okay,
yeah,
weird. Because Diddy Kong is
weird. Yeah. Well, Diddy. I mean, yeah, but he's a Rare character, right? Diddy was created by Rare for Donkey Kong. For Donkey Kong Country. But I'm looking at him. Yeah, and it's Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, GoldenEye, Legend of Zelda, or Ocarina of Time, Smash Brothers. Number 6 is Pokemon Stadium. Interesting.
Yep.
Donkey Kong 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Star Fox 64, Banjo Kazooie, Pokemon Snap, Majora's Mask, and then Episode 1 Racer, just barely behind Majora's Mask.
I'm surprised Majora's that high. One.
I am too.
GoldenEye sold more than Ocarina of Time? That's interesting too.
GoldenEye sold more by a good amount, actually.
Really?
Well, by like 400,000 units.
That's a good amount, I would say.
It's like 8 million versus 7.6 million. But yeah.
That's crazy to me. That's cool. That's interesting. We really haven't gotten much into this game here.
We haven't. Yeah. So I'll say, if you want to play it, you can buy is it a remaster they put out?
Yeah.
On all the consoles and stuff. It's $10 on Steam.
Yeah, it's there was a PC version that came out contemporaneously with the 64 version, and it has like pre-rendered cutscenes. The ports are all of that version, not.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
they're not of the 64 version.
There's PC ports of like Shadows of the Empire, Rogue Squadron, and Episode 1 Racer, and they were all came out at the same time as the 64. They all have cutscenes in them. So if you ever see like any versions of Steam, those are like based on the old PC versions, which also is crazy why Rogue Squadron's never been re-released. But that's another story for another time.
I think I re-released this game.
Rogue Squadron's on Steam, but I don't understand why it never got like Asper never ported them like they ported Episode 1 Racer.
Okay. Right.
Republic Commando and all this, and like Jedi Knight and all these other games, like all are on the Switch and PS5 and PS4, that kind of stuff. But for some reason, not this. Yeah, but you can get that one now, and it's based on that. There's also a Dreamcast version that actually looks really pretty.
Yeah, I was gonna say I should have played the Dreamcast version because I mean I love like emulating Dreamcast. Yeah,
and it would have more like logical button placement also. Like.
This isn't I was bad on a 64 controller. I tried it. I pulled out my fake 64 controller and played it on my PC. It wasn't that bad.
It's not bad, but it is like weird mapping for this stuff because, it's a pod racing game. Okay, y'all know Star Wars pod racing, right? But like you're driving, and so you've got your hand on your stick, and this is still in the era where like the gas is like on the face buttons, but you can use, I think, C left and C right to like tilt your pod racer to like kind of like angle it to do tighter turns and stuff. But I would assume
it's hard to do that.
It's hard to do that when you take your hand off the gas. It's a real hard thing to achieve with the C buttons. Or the C stick if you're emulating it, which is...
So on the Dreamcast, can you use the triggers to do that?
Don't honestly know. I didn't look into that.
Because that would make logical sense, is have it be on the triggers.
Yeah, the PS2 version of Racer Revenge, the other game we're going to cover, that one definitely moves it to the shoulder buttons.
Oh, yes.
And puts the boost on there as opposed to holding up on the stick to do the boost, which is a very odd choice.
Well, you have to hold up to fill the sticker. You have to press a different button, which I did not realize when I was playing on PC because it never prompts you with that button. But when I played on 64 emulation, it prompted me with a button to press.
Y'all know that meme? Yeah, that meme where the guys are like, from the Vacation remake, where they're like, "Oh, I was doing this. I was doing that. Wait, you guys are getting paid?"
We're the
there was a boost.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was I got like 6 or 7 races in, and I was like, a boost, something. Otherwise, the mechanics of this game are just baffling to me and
Yeah.
way too simplistic. I'm like, I had to look up.
I would just restart races if I wasn't in first place at the end of the first lap. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna. If I'm not in first or second by the end of the first lap, it's over. So I'm just gonna restart the race.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
it's very much
That makes a lot of sense.
There's a boost button which should just be on the Z trigger, but that's another story
It's
for another
not.
time. It should be.
Yeah, it makes sense for it to be on the Z trigger.
I want to say it's
It's
the
so-
gas button. You have to let go of the gas button and hit the gas button.
I think you have
again.
to let go of the gas, hold up, and then press gas again, or some bullshit like that.
It's something stupid. I mean, I was having fun with this game at first, and I got through the first circuit. I'm like, okay. I even texted you, Vince. I'm like, I'm having a good time. And then once you finish the first circuit, the game's like, all right, now we're gonna kick your ass, and I'm like, what? And damn, this game get fucking hard quickly.
It gets hard quickly. The tracks are too long. They're way too long. It's like every race is. It's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're bare minimum 6-minute races.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
6 is probably more realistic.
Not when you're speaking, by the way.
That's one of the things I liked in the sequel is you could change the number of laps. I didn't see a way to do that in the N64
You
one.
can't.
They're like, and they're not like, I mean, what is there, like 20 something tracks in the game? Make 40 and cut all of them in half. Just cut all of them in half and double them. You know, that's all you have to do is like, oh yeah, we did the second part of Celeste or whatever this level is.
Yeah.
They're too long, and the AI is able to catch up to you pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, very rubber banding.
I don't know. Yeah, I question whether or not there was rubber banding because the race I quit playing. Fun fact, I was playing and I had a race that I raced perfectly in that I didn't crash into anything, and I was a minute and 10 seconds behind the leader.
See, the other issue with this game, and this is the one that like broke me. If this game would have been fun, if you could have redone races like that you already beat and earn money on them, and then use that money to upgrade.
Yeah, because there's a campaign, and you're upgrading your car as you go through the campaign, which is different than other games, but kind of cool and kind of novel. But there is a limited amount of money in the game, and you can get yourself into a bad build, which I didn't realize playing a PC game from '97, in which you can just completely fuck your campaign if you don't build your character right.
You damage your car whenever you touch the walls. Not when you blow up, though. Only when you touch the walls, you damage parts, and parts only get fixed during a new race after you complete it, depending on how many pit droids you have. None of this is explained in the game, but that's how the game works. And I was touching walls all the time.
You're telling me I was degrading in between races?
Well, you're degrading the parts as you touch the walls during the race. And only one part is fixed depending on how many pit droids you have, which is up to 4.
What? And you don't have a fresh pod every race?
Nope.
What?
When you start that campaign, it's the same pod that if you beat it up. So this is the kind of game where you need to play good from the beginning and keep that up.
Oh my god!
Like all they had to do is just implement it. Where, like, let's say here you get third in a race, and then you redo that race and you get first. You don't get any more money because you got third the first time. So that's all you get. You're done. Move on.
Yeah. Just have like less money. Just have less money in the first race and let me run it like constantly.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Well, I'm only making $100 back every race. That's fine. But eventually I'm going to have a better car and I'll have the best parts that I can buy.
And you can repair your part because you could find a race that you get good at. Your 4 pit droids, nope, doesn't count. It is a very like meticulously challenging game for no reason, and the races get really fucking hard later on in this game. Like I didn't even finish the second course. I couldn't do it.
That first like anti-gravity race was the one that like took me forever on. There was one where you were just kind of like floating. Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, up until that point, I'm like, this is fun. I'm having a good time. This is underrated. It's not as good as F-Zero X, but like, this is cool. This is good. Levels are a little long. This one was. There was one that was like 3 minutes. I'm like, cool. Okay, so they're probably some of them are 3 minutes. All right, fine. And then that one, I'm like, I'm just doing terribly here. I did not realize your car retained its battle damage in between races. That's a fucking insane decision.
It's not explained, but I was watching a speedrun where they went in like detail all the mechanics, like the boosting. They went into mechanics, like there's like overheating, and if you blow up when you have heat, you respawn faster for some reason. But like you need to drop the heat because the heat will damage your pod.
So can you constantly? But you can blow up multiple times during the race.
Doesn't affect anything but your time. Yes.
Yeah, no, this is like it's just like and then just beyond that, like this is all just like BS, just like poor like design and unbalanced decision, and that's just a baffling decision. Also, just the races and levels aren't fun. I'm just straight up like I think the only race I'd want to do again of the ones I saw about half the game, is the first race. I wouldn't want to play any of the other levels ever again.
And I'll say for the N64, it actually looks really good.
It does.
I think it looks really good. And of course, I'm playing it, emulated on my gaming PC, so it's running like the highest, possible settings. It looked really good. I thought it seemed like it was a very faithful recreation. It's, has all of the racers from the movie with their carts accurately modeled. And honestly, doesn't look that much worse than the movie. I mean, it does, but not that much. It's really that bad.
I love the N64. I love the N64 textures, though. Like the stretched walls. I was like, "Oh, hello, old friend. I haven't seen you in a while." I haven't seen you since
that doesn't look as good. But the pod racers themselves, the alien guys, the vehicles, whatever the vehicles are called, pods, I guess.
Pods.
Yeah, it's pod racing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's their pod.
Have y'all ever seen the arcade game in the wild?
Yeah, I have. They
long time ago. Yes.
One. Yeah.
Oh, did it? Nice.
Yeah. That was pretty sick.
I've played the Naboo Starfighter arcade game a good deal, but I don't think I've ever seen the cabinet, the racer cabinet with the.
Was it? I feel I might be confusing it with the Sega Star Wars Trilogy arcade, but I feel like they were very similar.
Sega made this also.
Okay,
it's called Star Wars Racer Arcade, and they made it in a few different varieties. They have like a stand-up cabinet that's just looks like you could just put it in any standard Sega like Naomi cabinet, and then they've got like one with like a pod that you sit in that looks honestly, I mean, it looks like the back of like Ahsoka's head. I don't know what that pod like.
But isn't Anakin's got that stripes on it too?
Does it have those stripes like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue and white stripes.
That's when they were friends. He was like Ahsoka. You look like my car. That's
cool. They made that one, and it could be linked with another one. But they weren't a single unit. It would be two separate ones. But then they also made a single unit one that really just looks like it's. I'm trying to think of what the game would be like. Maybe Wipeout, because the seats don't look like they have anything to do with Star Wars on this one. Yeah, and it's you could link there. It's a 2-person one, and you can. What I read about it on like the Museum of the Game website is you can link 4 of them together, which I'm guessing means you could get 8 players.
Okay, that'd be cool.
That would make sense.
Sounds pretty cool.
And what was dope about it was like the tank or like those bumper cars that had like the 2 sticks you pushed forward. So that's how you like turn. It's like you push forward 2 to go straight forward, and you pull 1 back kind of to turn different directions and stuff, which makes sense for me with pod racing. It looks like there's only 4 races, but I don't think I played it, but I definitely saw it in an arcade machine because it's probably like $1 and I wasn't going to pay it.
Yeah, it's the NASCAR arcade cabinet that just redressed as Star Wars. That's what it is. But I'm wondering what I'm guessing it's a Naomi, because if it is a Naomi, then it's basically just a Naomi's just a Dreamcast basically.
It looked like there's a look to Sega racing games or like car games like Sonic, Crazy Taxi, Sonic Adventure, Crazy Taxi. They all Super Monkey Ball. They all have like a street look, and Episode 1 Racer has that same like kind of just movement. It's I don't know how to describe it, but you know it if you saw it.
It does have that look, and I was just confirming. So I think it is a Naomi board. I'm pretty sure. Which again would make, if for people that don't do arcade ephemera and all that, the Naomi is a class of Sega arcade hardware that is basically identical to, not 100%, but pretty similar to Dreamcast. And so that's why you had games like Crazy Taxi and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and stuff. Like those are both Naomi boards, and then they have like just perfect ports to Dreamcast. So sense that this would, as being a Dreamcast game, which from what I'm reading, the Dreamcast version is the best version to play.
I believe that.
But I believe that too.
I'm sure it's still not fun. But I
don't know how much it would improve it, but
if you sit down and learn the track. Like I was watching the speed run when they were talking about it, and they're like, "Man, this game is a blast once you learn it." And I'm like, "Yeah, but the racer, like you should be able to at least beat the racer, not to the point where like the way these guys play is like they don't touch a wall and they don't die once."
And the thing is like if it's your only game, 64 games are expensive. You can get good at it, but I think if you're baked in the fact that your build is bad and your car is fucked, you're not going to get better at those races. Like you're already like in it's like starting a Double Dragon race like or a battle, level, like you're always at 1 health. Like it's like, well, I'm not gonna get better unless I restart the campaign. Like if I'm locked into this, it's like locking yourself into a bad save state. You've got to just restart the game. Didn't you restart the game? Is that what happened, Mike?
I played this on Steam. I got to a level where I'm like, I just can't do this. And then I restarted it on N64 with save states. I'm like, okay, I'm going to beat this game with save states. And even with save states, I redo a death or something. Didn't fucking matter. Like, I just wasn't good enough to keep up with them. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, even if I'm cheating where I can fix my big mistakes, I should be able to win a race. Nope. Couldn't win some of those races. And I would still blow up. Like, even though like I knew I would blow up and I could reload and try it different ways, there were parts where I just could not escape death. Multiple tries and, knowing what's coming, just could not do it. I'm like, fuck. So then it was a lot of fuck this game. Like, I don't give up on many games on this podcast. This is one I gave up on.
That's so funny.
There's less than 5.
I know. I'm glad I found one for you. I wanted to be on this illustrious list.
I'm Jammy Lammer with the last.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. Oh yeah. I'm glad I didn't ask us to do episode 1 racer for Game Boy Color. Then I did play it for all of one race, 1:25, and then 2 seconds of the next race.
How bad was it?
It's 1v1. It's 1v1. It's top down. It actually is very pretty. And the nice thing is it's pretty. It looks like the levels. When you turn the pod racer, it has like cool like angular art and cool sprites for the Game Boy Color. They're nice and big. The problem is it's 1v1 racing. So you're only racing as one person and like you're just racing over sand. There's not it's too the sprites are too big. Or it's purple sand on the next level. But but it's too zoomed in that like you can't see obstacles coming ahead of you. So it's got like to have like graphical arrows like you're gonna turn left in just a second. I'm like, yep, here I go, turning left. It is I'm
gonna disagree that it was pretty. I thought it looked like trash. I was like, this looks like a fucking this looks like not an Atari game, but like maybe like an SG-1000 game.
Yeah.
Like an early NES game.
Yeah. It's rough. It's a sure is a
I saw it. I looked it up.
Yeah, I played it. I didn't finish the first race. I played it for just a second. I was like, nope, I'm good.
It took me 1:25. They were like, we're out. The race was 1:25. Nope.
Oh.
I think when I made a video of it for my YouTube channel, I think I may have just used codes just to get more than just like the 2 levels I could play at the start.
I'm sure it's
just to get some more visual variety. Yeah.
I tried to use some cheat codes on the N64 game, and I couldn't get the.
Well, to use them, you have to name yourself correctly. But when you're naming yourself, you have to make sure you hold down the L button or the R button while you're doing it.
You have to hold down the R button and use the L button instead of the A button. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's stupid as fuck.
It's also, it reminded me of something that I forgot about the N64, and that is how so few games recognize the D-pad, even in menus. And I don't know, I just find that annoying. I'm like, why? It had a D-pad. The
64 controller is so interesting to me because I have a theory that it was also designed to be like a fighting 6-button controller, and then they just made no fighting games for it.
Yeah.
Because it is a Sega Saturn controller with the D-pad and the 6 face buttons, with the 4C buttons and the B and A button. It is a Saturn controller with then a stick in the middle. And then nobody used any games for it like that ever.
Yeah.
But because you absolutely could have just done like fighting games and used the D-pad. I want to say I played Mortal Kombat Trilogy on it and used the D-pad because I don't like playing fighting games with sticks. But that's my only experience using the D-pad. There's so many buttons on that controller and they don't use it for this game. It's such a
odd.
Baffling. And it's made by LucasArts. It's not even made by like a bullshit development team.
Right.
Oh, and one of the random things that you're supposed to do to make money in this game is buy parts that are heavily damaged. Don't hit the wall. You'll fully repair it, then you can sell it for more money.
What? That's the meta. This feels like how many
the junkyard is random. What
is
parts
it really?
are in there is random, but if you switch drivers and then go to the junkyard, it'll have a new set of parts for you to buy. Again, if this game lets you redo races for money, I would have messed around with this game and probably had a decent time because then I would have maxed out my stats. But this game doesn't let you do that.
Now I'm curious, this sounds like a PC game, like the amount of like customization for this.
It's kind of ridiculous. There's a lot to this game that I didn't know about. I watched a awesome game done quick run where they went like in detail about it, but there's a lot of fucking mechanics to this game. I do want to say that the game takes you to a lot of different worlds, which is cool from the Star Wars universe. So they did work in a lot of them. Mm-hmm. You can't see much because you're just on a freaking ugly racing track, but
right,
it does do that. And there's no Cloud City, I don't think. I didn't get that far, but I don't think there's Cloud City.
No,
there's a different cloud, but not Vespin.
I was saying the planets are Ando Prime, Aquilaris, Barunda, Melistar, Mongaza, Uva 6, Ord Abana, and Tatooine. And I think all of those, except for Tatooine, were made up for this game.
Aww.
Yeah. Because the next game we talk about does have quote unquote real planets from Star Wars, at least the novels.
Right. I like that quote unquote.
I mean, I don't know if Mon Calamari has ever been seen on screen, but I
has in the Clone Wars.
Okay, well there we
go.
The
Clone Wars show, and in the Revenge of the Sith, you have the opera from Mon Calamari. Does that count? They're in that big water bubble when
that's right.
Telling Anakin, the story of Darth Plagueis, the tragedy.
Because this is
not a story Jedi would tell you.
That's right. Because this is getting like extended universe, like books and stuff. Because we'll get to that, I guess, with the next game. But like Mon Calamari was like in the Dark Empire trilogy, because where Admiral Akbar's from, and then like Rogue Squadron has the Battle of Mon Calamari, where they liberate the planet or some shit like that.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you fight.
And I was curious. I was going to ask Kerry. I'll ask you. I guess you'll ask you next game though. Is like, how realistic are these levels compared to the planets compared to like how they're supposed to be depicted, like Celeste and look like Celeste?
I did not see enough of the second game to be able to answer that question.
All right, we should.
I remember being Let's wrap up this one. Self stacker box.
Why don't you go first, Vince? This was your pick, after all.
There's not like a box fire or anything. We can't just get rid of this game.
You want to say that?
Okay, yeah. This is shelf stacker, but this box is the worst one. It's going in the box. This is gonna get lost in my house or like sold. Get out. Like I don't like this game at all. This one's really bad.
I'll go next. This is going in the box, and I'm throwing the box outside. Fuck this game. I wanted to like it. I really did. I like pod racing. I like episode 1. But fuck, this game is just stupid hard, and I did not have a good time. And I had to give up, and that pisses me off a lot. So you go in the box, you stupid game. And Kerry.
Yeah, the box. What I'll say about it is if you've got a PC and can emulate, they can emulate N64 well, or Dreamcast, grab it on there, because it's fun for like 5 minutes. It's worth the time it takes you to download it.
I think
if you've got like fiber internet like I do, it's worth the time, you know. Yeah. if you're on like some DSL, maybe no, it's not worth your time. But
I don't know. Do the Anbernix handle Dreamcast well enough?
Yeah, my Amber, I have an RG40X.
Okay. I have a 35X.
Oh no. Do I have the 40? Yeah, I've got the 40. And I know on my 40 it plays Dreamcast beautifully. Like no lag, it's wonderful. It does not play N64 like at all, which is funny because the Dreamcast is such a better system than N64. Like it is. I want to see the alternate history where the Dreamcast is like a all-time best-selling like console and makes Sega like the Sony of today.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I love the N64 when I was a teen, and as like a grown adult, I like 2 N64 games.
Yeah.
2 or 3. Like I've gone back to play GoldenEye. It's trash, honestly. It's not good. It's really not good to go back to. No, it plays like shit. And even the Wii, the remake for the Wii, I got that. Like my in-laws got me that with the golden Wii Pro controller, and it's not good on that either. It's like, well, this is just
Call of Duty though with the GoldenEye Sheen. That's a weird game.
That's really what it is. But Ocarina of Time holds up with mods. Yeah. You know, play the Ship of Theseus or whatever it is, where it that where it's 4K widescreen. Same thing with Mario 64. Play Mario 64 4K mod PC pod. Those are great. Otherwise, I could take or leave the friggin' N64, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
And I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I'm a Nintendo the only Nintendo system I have not owned and don't currently own is the Virtual Boy. But the Dreamcast is. I think the Dreamcast is a hidden gem. It's such a good system.
Yeah. And I think it's the secret. Like, if you want to play any port of a PS1 or N64 game, the Dreamcast is the way to do it. Like Tony Hawk 1 and 2 are so
way better.
Tony Hawk 2, way better. Just feel much
I've
better.
only played Tony Hawk 2 on it, but yes. Yeah, no, I on my Ambernick, I just will randomly load up like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and plays like I'm playing at the arcade, but in handheld for $75.
Yeah.
So yeah, get an Ambernick. But anyway, yeah, if you've got a device that can run Dreamcast or N64, download it and play it for a little bit. But no, it's trash. I'm sorry. Can't believe this is the second highest selling non-Nintendo published game on the N64.
That's crazy. I find it very validating to me though. Like every now and then you look at yourself like 25 years ago and you're like, was I too hard on this game? And like, no, there was a reason I didn't play it. My instincts were right, and I'm glad I didn't spend $70 on it.
I don't regret renting it.
No.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at these top selling N64 games, by the way. The top 25, there's four non-Nintendo published games, and they're published by LucasArts and Rare.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I bet you every Nintendo system 25. After that, every Nintendo system after that is going to have that like same disparity. Like I don't know if there's a single Switch game in the top 25 that's not Nintendo published.
Yeah, probably. Maybe Hollow Knight.
Yeah, no kidding. That's bad.
Right? And then you will hear us talk about the second game after the break. And we're back. So now we're going to talk about Star Wars Racer Revenge, developed by Rainbow Studios, published by LucasArts, only came out on the PS2, and came out in 2002.
Hell yeah.
This is a game that I didn't even know existed until Vince told me about it. And I thought he was talking about the bobblehead game with racers called something else.
No, Super Bombad Racing is even worse. Super Bombad Racing that's PS2, I want to say.
PS2, yes.
That one, it's like big head. Like I'm trying to be like a kart racer, but also not. That one broke my YouTube series. Like for me, like I stopped making video games about like weird or videos about weird forgotten games after Bombad Racing. That game is terrible.
Okay,
but no,
I guess I don't have to worry about you recommending it. But I am trying to play as many weird Star Wars games on this podcast as I can. I did Demolitions. I did Masters of Terra.
I was literally about to recommend Demolition.
I did Demolition.
I still have not played that one.
Game.
It's the Destruction Derby one, right? Yeah.
Trash.
Amazing.
So speaking of games so that's my memory. I didn't even know this game existed. What about you, Kerry?
Never heard of it till you asked me to play it for the podcast. No idea.
So I knew about it. This came out like a few months before episode 2. And you could tell because Anakin just has the costume from the trailers.
That makes sense then.
Yeah. But it came out like February or March, I want to say. The movie came out in May. But like I had a kid in my theater department. I'm gonna blow up his spot because he was a weirdo. And he came in and he had like Racer Revenge and he brought it into school and I'm like, what? They made an episode 2 racer? Why didn't they call it episode 2 racer? Why is it called this? I thought maybe it was like, because of Revenge, I thought maybe it was like a remaster for PS2. And then I was like surprised to find out it was a new game. This kid also told everybody that episode 2 was the best Star Wars movie, even better than Empire Strikes Back when he saw it like at a midnight showing. So this guy's...
He watched every other movie blind with a blindfold on and earplugs.
Yes, I guess he's a weirdo. I don't like him, but he definitely that stuck with me. And then he would take naps listening to the episode 2 times. Yeah, he thought it was better than Empire. He insisted it was the best Star Wars movie after the midnight showing.
He just saw it in theaters.
I guess he was mad hyped for that from that Yoda fight. But anyways, but I always had my head like Racer Revenge. I didn't have a PS2 at the time. And then I kind of like forgot it until I was doing like a YouTube series about, like forgotten games. And while I was doing that, they were making the new Star Wars movies in 2015. And PS4 had a bundle with the new Star Wars Battlefront and Super Star Wars and Racer Revenge. And I'm not going to lie, I bought my PS4 just to play Racer Revenge.
Wow.
I bought it exactly 10 years ago, the week of this recording. I looked at all my achievements and I played them like 8 days from now was the first time I ever played this game on PS4. And so that's exactly why I played it. I liked it so much. I played it. I did the remote play with my Vita. I went to my parents' house for Thanksgiving and I had left my PS4 on so I could remote play Racer Revenge on my Vita from my, I guess it worked like a PS Portal almost, where you could play like on
I didn't realize that. That's cool.
different house, the bandwidth to be able to play at my house at home. Crazy. And it worked reasonably well for a high latency requiring game like this. I streamed it and it was excellent. And that's my memories of Racer Revenge is I bought a PS4 for this PS2 game.
So this game I actually fell in love with.
Mm-hmm.
This is an amazing, stupid little game with terrible load time.
Yes. And it is little too. Little. The whole thing can be beaten in like 2 hours. It's got like 13 races. It's very small.
And I love 13. Yeah. And I loved it. Like, and this game, you can also like, you get money from your races, but your parts don't degrade. There are no parts. You just upgrade you have little things and you just upgrade your pod with like cooling.
It looks like a stat line. It looks like a stat line like SSX or NBA
It's
Street.
perfect.
Like,
that's all I needed. I have not had more fun with a racing game. I don't play many, so that's not that's a low bar there. But I had a great fucking time with this game. Like, I hate episode 2, and when you first told me that there's a sequel to episode 1 Racer, I'm like, I was like, what? How do I not know about this?
The bar is so low.
I'm a video game guy.
I like that you loved it. I feel like the bar is very low though. Like episode 1 Racer breaks you to a point where like this is I don't want anything to do with this. And so a halfway competent game, like, all right. This is
I mean, it was just fun because it's not that difficult. I mean, I did have save states, but I didn't need them, but they were there, and I would use them sometimes just because I'm like, I did something stupid. Let's just fix that. Like, but for the most part, like you could mess up and then catch back up with the other racers. You could repair. Except in this one, if you die, you stay dead, but you also have a repair button, and you have a nice bar that shows you how damaged you are, and you're rewarded for taking out other racers.
That's the coolest metagame of the whole thing. Is you get a certain amount for first, second, and third place of money, but you get multipliers if you kill people. If you kill the other racers, which then makes you think like, do I want to, like, and you know, in a game where you're like, well, I can just tear away and just go and be first place for this whole thing. I'll just fuck off. It's like, or do I hang back and murder some people?
I used to hang back,
much money, yeah,
and take out racers.
The fun metagame,
on lap
right?
2 and 3, be like, okay, I need to get to the front of the race now. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
If there's, I took out like the most was ever 3. You can take out everyone if you want.
Yeah,
no
they go to a real leisurely pace back home.
It's like amazing. A 10-minute race, and he's first place because there's no other racers.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I feel the rubber banding is crazy in this game, though, because it has a little thing of like how far the leader is in front of you. And I would just monitor it during the race. Like, you are 13 seconds behind the leader. And I did like no different racing than I was, but by the end of the race, I'm within 5 seconds of the leader. I think it rubber bands pretty strong.
I didn't have a problem with that, actually, and I did pay attention to that too. I didn't see much of that. Like, once I'd get a good lead, I would keep that good lead. It wasn't too bad, but also I would also destroy some of them.
It was more if I was in 8th place in the second lap, I wasn't worried.
You could get right back up to first like nothing. It was really fucking nice.
Yeah, like I know that, and for the purposes of a podcast like this, it is a fast game. It is not a hard game, and for purposes of playing like a PS2 game, I don't want to spend more than 2 hours with a PS2 game. This is not gonna be my game of forever. So in that way, I'm like, I love the fact that it's so slight and kind of easy because I can get
over that. I never knew this game existed. I used to fucking live at GameStop back in the day. This time, like, no. I went 2 to 3 times a week. I just used to go there and talk to the guys that work there.
It feels like it was sent to die because it was released like 2 or 3 months before the movie. There also is no like episode 2 game aside from their game.
There is
their game
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, but not like Attack of the Clones.
But it's set in the movie and after the movie. I just played it a couple days after I beat this.
Yeah, but that one, it was not even released like at the time of the movie. I think it was released like in August.
I don't know that part yet.
And then like there was Jedi Starfighter, and then there's a couple Game Boy Advance games that also.
Yeah, I'd say there's Jedi Starfighter is the only one I'm even aware of.
Yeah,
there's Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, there's Bounty Hunter. That came out like November, December of that year.
Yeah, which we did an episode of a long time. Was that our first Star Wars episode we did together?
I wasn't on that one.
No, I was on to Mike. I mean,
you were on Bounty Hunter.
No, it was Peter. It was me, you, and Peter.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I think
I wasn't on Bounty Hunter.
It might have been me, you, and Stu.
I thought it was me, you, and Peter Pancras, but yeah, it may have been Stu. Yeah.
No, because Peter only did a couple games. He doesn't do. He mostly does movies.
Well, we did that, which that game was legitimately fun. But yeah, that's an episode 2 game. That's the only episode 2 game I could think of other than Starfighter, which I'd never played.
Yeah, because there's Starfighter, which is Xbox exclusive, and then Jedi Starfighter was like on PS2 and Xbox. Bounty
No,
Hunter, before we forget.
It was you and Michael. That's who it was.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
It was a long time ago.
I'm sorry. There was also Star Wars: The Clone Wars, like the official tie-in game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
I remember that on GameCube.
Yeah.
Decent game, actually.
I think it was cross. It was like all the
it was on
PS2, the Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bounty Hunter. Before we put a pin on that one, I actually reviewed professionally.
Oh.
I got a copy of it free, and then they forgot and they sent me a second copy, and I gave it to a girl I was interested in. I gave it to her little brother to try to win points. So he got my second. But
what publication did you do that for?
I did that for NintendoFiles.com back in the day. Sometimes I'm referenced on Wikipedia, but not in this case. Files is probably not the greatest thing to have in a title in retrospect, but it was the early 2000s. What are you gonna do? So yeah, no, I definitely got this was like in my era of getting free games. I was still in high school, and I was getting I got 2 free copies of Bounty Hunter. Yeah, I also got, my first game was Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. That was
nice.
That was my first official game that I got for free. It was a good time. I also played Crazy Taxi and Monkey Ball and Game Boy Advance. But either way, back to this. Like, this game was released only on PS2. It wasn't multi-platform,
right?
And it was released like 3 months. It's so weird. It has a very boring cover. It's like just yellow with like a pod racer. And so you think like, is this just because they were doing like remasters of like Dreamcast and 64 games for PS2. So it was like Code Veronica X. And then there's like the Rayman 2 had gotten like a PS2 port. So I just assumed it was like a port.
It's also not, it's published by LucasArts, but it's not developed by LucasArts. It's developed by Rainbow Studios, which if you go to their website, it is the most like dude bro-y freaking like website.
Yeah, because they make like ATV Fury right now, right?
Yeah, they make ATV racing games. Yeah, and they're like, come join us, and it's like some just like, you know, burly bearded dudes playing pool in like a high rise.
Yeah,
a couple of guys. Yeah, I'm just like, okay. Yeah, I mean, that probably is fun. That's probably fun. I don't see any women in this picture, but
they also developed this game, late 90s Windows PC game called Motocross Madness, which was like a motorcycle game that my theater teacher, I think statute of limitation, he's not been in education for 20 years, he installed on his computer and he would just play it all day in class. He fucking loved Motocross Madness. He'd let us play too during rehearsal when he was like working. But we got really good at Motocross Madness and building scores to beat our theater teacher. And I'm like, oh, this development team between Motocross Madness and Racer Revenge, they've got my number. I like what these guys do, at least in this era. So
so I'll say with this game, I did not play this one as much as in preparation for the podcast. I didn't play it as much as the N64 one. I felt like this one was so much harder.
Okay.
And I didn't even realize there was a repair button until I had already been playing it for a while. And I was like, oh, okay. It's L2, right?
Yeah.
And apparently I only found that out because I was looking up cheats, and it was like, if you want to repair without slowing down, hold down L2 and R2 at the same time. And I was like, oh, okay. But and then I was actually able to win a race. But you know, I literally was playing, and I would be in first place, first lap, second lap, and then I would blow up in the third lap. Game over.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Game over. No respawn. The N64 one, I blew up like 5 times. No problem. Blow up 10 times. No problem. Keep racing. And I get it, but I was just like, I don't know. It's very frustrating to play these because again, the tracks are fucking long, and so it's like really long race, and then I blow up. It's just game over. Can't even. It's just like, all right, you got 8th by default. Like, well,
because you need that repair button. I did a few without it before I realized it, and it was a much harder game. But then once I realized it, I was like, oh, this is just. So I would just hold it down whenever I wasn't boosting. I'd be repairing, and if I wasn't repairing, I was usually either boosting or boosting into somebody else. So
yeah. So,
I wish I'd given it more time.
The 64 game also has a repair function, although it says that like it'll slow you down like significantly.
I didn't realize that either. Maybe I should have like downloaded a manual for these games.
I definitely
I'm like pressing buttons and I'm not seeing anything happen.
In the trash doesn't even need to be.
Yeah, I was like on Game FAQs, like trying to figure out like there's got to be something here. My son was watching me play. He's like, "What does that temp thing mean?" And I go, "I bet that's a boost." Because I wasn't looking at like the HUD at all. Because you're going too fast. I can't like see everything going on. I would wait for the sound for it to like start sirening. I'm like, I guess it's time to take my hand off the boost.
The boost didn't The second one, Racer Revenge, is really nice. Like the temp, everything. Like I was boosting constantly.
Yeah. You could really
Because you can repair.
Yeah. Well, the boost doesn't hurt you. It only hurts you if you let the temp get over. Then you take constant damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But you can just let go of the boost when the temp gets high, race for a bit. When the temp goes down, boost some more. And that's what I would do.
Yeah. I like the levels in this one more too because they're all like real places in Star Wars as you were saying, Vince.
Yeah, like I think it's like 4 planets, but they come back to them. There's like Celeste, Mon Calamari, the Twi'lek planet, whatever that is. Twi'leks is that Bib Fortuna, Jabba's friend? Is that he is Twi'lek?
No, Twi'lek are the dancers you usually see.
With the
green from Rebels,
Hera from Rebels.
Yes,
yeah. The sexy girls with the tentacle heads.
Yes,
but no, Jabba's guy, Bib Fortuna. He is a different race.
Okay,
I can't remember his race or name.
But
I don't remember anything.
I'm sorry. No, he is a Twi'lek. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, he's a Twi'lek too.
He is. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
He's just like the only male Twi'lek you like see in the movies at all. Pretty much.
Yeah, because you see him in the
Ryloth. Ryloth is their planet.
And the hair is not, the tentacle is not like that. Like Bib Fortuna has his own look. That's weird.
Yeah, he has a unique look. But yeah, so the Galactic Trials, you've got Tatooine, Sullust, Mon Calamari, and Gamorre, and then I guess the Ryloth is in one of the other circuits.
Yeah, it's in 2 circuits, and then it's the second to last one, which is actually called like the Nightlands, which has like glowing mushrooms and shit. It actually is like the prettiest level in the game. I thought it was really cool looking.
Oh yeah, right. Because Ryloth is tidally locked, so it's once it's like our moon. It's like one side's always bright, one side's always dark.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah,
not know that.
Which I did not know that, but this was actually introduced before this game. I mean, the Nightlands as a concept was introduced in the Young Jedi Knights. If you ever read that, I did not read those. I read those were, by the time those came out, I was already on to grown-up Star Wars books.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's the Brightlands and Pod Racing Open is the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
You cross the crater sea.
Mm-hmm. And then there was like, I don't know which planet it was that was more like jungly, and it just looked like a generic kart racing level. I did not like that one.
That was I thought that was that not Gamorre? I played that one just a few minutes ago, actually. I played that one just a few minutes before we got on, actually.
Yeah, that one's really hard.
I knocked it down to 1 lap and I got first place. But
nice.
Yes, that was the Gamorre one. It's Watchtower Run.
Yeah, those were hard levels. With like and I feel like this game is very bad at like telegraphing like turns.
Yes, so bad at it.
Well, the mini map. You have to look at that mini map sometimes.
There's a mini map.
Yeah.
See, you're going so fast, I can't even see the HUD. I'm like going too fast.
Yeah, exactly.
So fun fact: when I played this game on Steam Deck on the PS2 emulation, I ran into a glitch where there was one race in the 3rd section where, for good chunks of the race, I could only see the mini map because the rest of the screen was blurry.
Oh wow!
So I literally had to race by watching the mini map and making sure my speed kept going up, holding the repair button down, and that was how I played.
There's one level that there's one Mon Calamari level. I'm wondering if it's the same one that like was really taxing on my PS5.
The Ballast Complex.
It's in the last stretch, and like there's water levels going up and down on the. Yeah,
I can't remember it was that one. I know what you're talking about.
The Grand Reef.
Yeah,
I think you're talking about the Grand Reef.
One, but no, there was a level, and then I switched it to PS2 emulation on my PC because sometimes that can run better. That would fucking load the game. Period. So I mean, I could have probably fucked around more with settings and make it work, even though I followed what the PSCX wiki told me to do, and it still didn't work. And I said, "Fuck it," and I just beat it by watching the minimap on the Steam Deck and save states. But it worked.
Yeah, I beat the game naturally with no save states.
I could have.
PS5 port.
Besides the part where I couldn't see. That's why I need the save state, because I couldn't see shit. I literally was using it to be like, oh, I got trapped behind a wall because my speed dropped down. All right, let's try to hug the other direction.
Yeah, it
was terrible, but you can do it.
It's an odd game, but I did like also how the very last level is the Bunta Classic or whatever. It is the
Classic, yeah.
Yeah, which I guess is the Tatooine race from episode 1. Like that's where they choose to end the game, is on that course. And I thought that was a very nice narrative decision for the game.
Yeah, because that's where you start in the first game.
Wanted for murder there on that planet. So he did murder the women and the children too. So
I think this takes place before they are like.
This is it's 32 BBY. Well, no. This game takes place in, I think, 24 BBY. The original Boonta Eve Classic is 32. 24 BBY is before he's killed the women and the children. Yes.
But he's returned to Tatooine, but not visit his mom, I guess.
No, just to do a race.
He's just there to race. He's just there to race.
It's the narrative conceit of this game that it's been 8 years since his big win against the Bulba in episode 1. And I guess ostensibly Anakin is still just racing on the circuit in between whatever he's doing with Obi-Wan. He's traveling. Yeah.
I do love the insult. They're like something about Jedi and they're yelling at you and stuff because they all that just made me laugh. And again, it also makes me think about if all these people know who the Jedi are, how all of a sudden did Han Solo not know who the Jedi were? I'll never understand that one. George Lucas did not think about it when he was like, when I make these prequels, there's gonna be Jedi everywhere.
Yeah.
No, but they all got killed out, and people just forgot 30 years later, Jedi were made up. So the moon landing. It's
not even 30. That's the thing. It's not even 30. It's 16 years.
That's right, man. Oh, that's right. Because Ewan McGregor's gonna look rough. He's gonna age real bad.
He's gonna age so hard. He's gonna age so hard. He's gonna age so hard. He's gonna become British instead of Irish. It's gonna be crazy.
The desert does things too. Yeah, what can I say?
Well, I guess
Michael Fassbender was Magneto in 1991 of the last X-Men movie, and then by 99 he looks like Ian McKellen. Yeah.
Nazi hunting is a rough life. Oh, it's 19. I'm sorry, 19 years. The Great Purge is in 19 BBY, but still.
That's before the Battle of Yavin, aka.
Can you imagine if you didn't remember 2006?
I don't. It's a blur.
Yeah. I mean, you need to have a little bit more time. It's
Hurricane Katrina. What's that? Never heard of it. Never heard of Hurricane Katrina. That's 2005, but still.
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. That's made up. That's a hoax.
Yeah, there was no Tokyo Drift. Paul Walker didn't come back.
There's no war in Bossing.
He's in the end credits.
That's my frame. That's my 2006 thing is Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. What am I doing?
I mean, to be fair,
y'all didn't know that Racer Revenge existed, and that's been 23 years. So
that's true. Yeah,
I'm happy I do now. To be I play a lot of games for this podcast, and this was one that I am really happy that you got me to play.
Yeah. I think I like it a lot. I think it's a simple game. I think it's fun. Yes. I think also its benefits from there's not many more futuristic racers. By this point, there's F-Zero GX, and that's it. I guess the Wipeout games are still kind of continuing in a vacuum.
Yeah, but this is pod racing and the music. We didn't talk about me in the last part, but man, even though I know it's just Star Wars music, but you just play Star Wars music in my ears, and I'm just happy. I don't care. The game, I'm
playing music the whole time. The N64 one doesn't have the RAM to keep playing music the whole time.
Okay, this one did. This one was able to play music constantly.
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
Oh, it cuts out a lot in the PS4 port.
Does it?
The music cuts out. Yeah.
I would not be surprised if there's some hey, you don't own this song anymore. Pay us. Nope, we'll just take it out.
It's there and it cuts in and out. I felt when I got to first place and was doing well, the music just left. I'm not sure if there might be dynamic sound, when there's multiple people on screen, it kicks up a better notch of music, and then it just didn't change the right track when I was driving solo in front of everybody. It would just go out. And all I would hear was the humming of my car when I was in first place. It was very.
I didn't have that problem at all. I heard music.
It might be the PS4 port, and then it just messes up in weird places. But no one's testing that hard on this game.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. I think you can still get this game for PS4 or PS4, PS5 for $10.
I can't believe they ported this. In all the games that are beloved that they don't port, and somehow somebody convinced someone to port this?
Yeah, and I got it free with my PS4. It's on the box of the PS4 Star Wars Battlefront bundle.
To me, that is just crazy that someone went, man, we're going to put this for free, and people are going to buy it because it's there. I mean, it worked for one person, but...
It did work for exactly one person. I didn't have a PS3, but sure as hell got a PS4 for this, yeah.
There were that many people who went, oh, Racer Revenge, I'm buying it just for that. I highly doubt there were that many people.
Real ones, no.
Hey, again, when I run into certain games, like again, Star Wars, like I love Star Wars, and just crazy to me. Yeah, this game is beautiful. I thought like it's not that difficult, in my opinion. Like I was able to play it pretty good and like get my stats up because you just gotta crash a few people in the early races and start getting that multiplier. Like you have to get that. That's how you get the full. You can get the full upgraded if you get at least 3 people you knock in every race. You will then get the full upgraded car, but you don't need the full upgraded. You just do what matters and you're fine. Cooling, repair, top speed, acceleration. You're good.
And then you go to Jabba's palace when you win. Spoiler alert. And he congratulates you.
I mean, strange. He's Jabba's slave at one time, so
yeah, by proxy, and then his Jabba's gonna try to murder his son in like 20 years, but
that hasn't happened yet. So that
hasn't happened. But I love that like Jabba's like, oh, like we're gonna give you a great honor, and they go to move like the switch that's gonna make like Luke and everybody like fall into the floor in later movies, but they pull the switch and a trophy comes out. It's a good fake.
But all like he hates slave traders and everything like that. So I mean that hasn't happened yet because that's in the canon of the Clone Wars show. That was also kind of funny to me. So I'm like, Anakin hates these type of people. He's like, oh hey, I get a trophy. I'm like, oh, this game didn't care about canon.
Yeah, he does like a Jedi backflip onto the trophy stand. Yeah, it's bullshit. But like, and he's
a
friends
Jedi
with Watto.
backstand with the lightsaber out.
Yeah. That would be funny if he just murdered everybody.
I'll say my daughter's issues in 30 years.
He's friends with Watto. It's a very narratively. The game makes no sense. It's I don't even know if it was canon at the time. I bet it wasn't.
I would not be surprised if somehow like for a little bit it was canon because they're like, well, he did this. Like, and also seeing the sprite from episode 2, you do not see that character model. I shouldn't even say sprite, but character model that often.
No, you don't. Too. Yeah, it was weird to see like 3D Hayden Christensen. It's not his voice though.
It's not his. But you know who does come back for a voice in this?
Who
is Jake Lloyd?
That's right. I saw that in the credits. What does he do?
Young Anakin, which is I believe a secret unlockable character.
Do you think that's just like pre-recorded from the 64 game and they just put it in there?
No, what I read is that he came back for it.
Wow,
really?
That's what I read. Yeah,
because he doesn't really do anything. Well, I mean, maybe this is before all the hatred came.
I feel like people were done with episode 1 pretty quickly. I remember Regis and Kathy Lee not being fans. Although they were not fans of like Jar Jar and stuff. I remember I was young enough that me and my sister were like, we like Jar Jar. Regis, you're out of touch.
Oh, that actor was at a convention I was at this last week, and I didn't see him because he was $120, but he was there.
Yeah.
He's
got a fan base now. Like, especially after his role in, was it Mandalorian, right? He shows up in for one episode.
Oh, really?
He goes Mandalorian. Well, not Jar Jar, but he plays a Jedi who rescues.
Yes, he plays a Jedi that rescues younglings. He rescues baby Yoda. when
like comes out next year.
His name? Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a flashback to when Gogurt is a youngling.
I like that.
And he's and it's they did like somebody made a cool video of set it to the scene of him rescuing him set to holding out for a hero.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So it was nice that they brought him back for like a non-racist, non-hateable role.
Kerry, I'm so upset.
In the worst season of Mandalorian so far, but still.
That I know where that song is from now because of you. I wish I didn't know that.
Footloose. It's from
that scene, unfortunately.
It's from when they play chicken with tractors.
It's so fucking stupid. Oh god, because I like that song, and then to find out that that's where it comes from, like
yeah,
oh
I prefer to think it's coming from the from Shrek 2, but.
I've never seen Footloose, but it's on my random to-do list just because.
They gotta cut loose.
We had it. My cousins had on VHS when I was a kid, and they would I had older, like all my cousins were older than me. I had older girl cousins that were 11, 12, and 13 years older than me, and they would take care of me a lot, and we would watch a lot of stuff like Footloose and Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Mannequin and stuff like that. So I've seen Footloose a number of times.
I have seen 0 so far.
I know I was born in like a Houston area small town, and my mother described it as the Footloose town, and she said we need to get out of there. And so she moved me out of there pretty quickly. She's like, we're not gonna stick around for this.
Oh, was it Columbus?
No, I can't. Well, I'm not. I'll tell you off air because it's like
I'm like
fishing question.
Houston. That sounds like Columbus or Willis or Lufkin. It's one of those.
authentication question, it's like, what is your town of your birth? And I'm not giving that up publicly, but it's very, very, you're near the money. Yes.
Right. So, and your mother's maiden name is.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, of course. And my birth town. And, my first car was this. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Let's just give them all away. My best man's name was blank. Yep.
Oh. Yeah, I have to say, but to get back to it, so this game does use actual Star Wars worlds, and I believe it's hard to tell, like, if it's like looking at Wikipedia, what's canon and what's not anymore, but it did definitely affect the canon.
Oh, okay.
Like, for instance, right, the Sorosub facility on Celeste, the only thing we had seen of Celeste before this was, to my knowledge, prior to this, the only mention of Celeste is in Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And they don't say anything about what the planet looks like. But then when you see Celeste and other stuff later, it looks like it does in this game. Now, I could be wrong, but I think... No. There's a Rogue Squadron. There's a Celeste mission in Rogue Squadron. So maybe that... Okay. Established it.
I feel I always am curious, like, how much of that is like based off of some like random Dark Horse comic from.
Well, no, that's what I'm looking at. Like all the comics and stuff about Celeste is not mentioned and in the Legend stuff until like 2006.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's I think there's like 3 different episodes of Clone Wars with it.
Okay.
And then it's in some like random like books and stuff, but like from what I can tell, the one thing I found is like there's like the Star Wars D&D source book talks about it, but that's also like post this game. So I think though I was forgetting Rogue Squadron. There's that raid on Celeste level and
yes, the
first Rogue Squadron, the N64 one, but I don't remember what it looked like in that. So
I don't either. I played that game, but it's been a few years.
And I think same thing, like Gamorre's mentioned, but I don't like, I know, like, we knew that the pig dudes in Jabba's palace are called Gamorreans.
Oh.
we knew that already, so we knew there's a place called Gamorre probably, but I don't know that Gamorre had shown up in anything before this, but maybe it had.
That's cool.
That's where I was really wanting. I was like, I bet you Kerry will know if these are real planets or not.
Yeah, I'm looking at Wikipedia, and it's like it was mentioned in some old stuff, but I don't think we've ever seen Gamorre outside of this game, actually, other than this and like the Star Wars Rebellion, the RTS.
Oh,
which is post. Which
play that?
Yeah, that's from after this, and Empire at War, which is more of like. It's an RTS, but it's like it is an RTS, but it's also like more 4X-ish, like Civilization.
Okay.
I have that game. I played that a lot, like around in 2009. For Christmas 2008, my wife got me this Star Wars PC collection that had Empire at War, and I remember we had moved to where we live now, and we had not bought a house yet, so we were like living with her parents for a couple of months. And we were in their guest room, and I had my 32-inch flat screen TV, that I sitting on like a coffee table, and I would sit there with my gaming PC hooked up to it, playing Empire at War from like 3 feet from the screen, and I just remember playing, like, it's so beautiful. That would be a good one to do. That's a fun game. But anyway, it's in that. I remember there's Gamorre's in that, but that's after this also. I think other than this and those 2 games, that's the only time we've ever even seen Gamorre. It's been, like I said, mentioned indirectly. It's in KOTOR. They talk about it in KOTOR, but they don't go there. And KOTOR's after this also. I thought KOTOR was before this, but it's not.
No, because KOTOR's like
2003.
That's a real 3? Okay.
November 03, yeah.
Learning new things all the time.
Yeah, so this one probably did set up what Gamorre looks like. So there you go.
Crazy. All right. Any last things to say about Racer Revenge?
Sorry.
I like it. I like it a lot, but I can say to myself.
All right, we'll go to Shelf Stacker Box. I'll go first. I'm putting this on the shelf. I had an amazingly good time with this game. Way better than I thought I would, than I feel I should have. There was just something that this game clicked with me, and I loved it. And I did beat it in a day, too. So, a couple hours. It did not take long. Vince was right. And that's fine. And then you just need a short game.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to beat 100 in a year. You need a few short games. You won't accomplish task.
I know, like especially like I'm like, okay, what will I commit to for games on NFL? I know, Mike, you're a crazy person and don't like all these long games.
Oh no, I don't expect anyone to do what I do. That's why I love
I
the
know.
fact that I have like 30 people that will come on for different stuff, and I try to make sure that people aren't on too often and that they don't have too much. I balance all. No one is. I'm a special person when it comes to what I can do. Partly my job helps that, so because I have downtime, so I can get shit done. Yeah. So, and Kerry, what about you?
I feel like I did not give this game enough time to really accurately judge it. So I'm going to say the stack. I don't know that I'm going to get back to playing it because I don't really like racing games, but I don't want to throw it in the box because I think it deserves better than the box. But it's not one I think I'm ever going to play again either. So kind of an honorary box. A nice box.
That's fine. And Vince.
And I'm going to put it on the shelf. I really like this game. I've always had like a soft spot for it. I think there's a novelty to be like, there's an episode 2 racer that no one's ever heard of or that everybody seems to forget exists. I like that novelty. I think it is a surprising game. I don't think it's as good as like my favorite F-Zero X, but I do really like this game. And as a retro game, I would probably have hated if I paid $60 or $50 for a 13 race game that I could beat in 2 hours and max out. Like, I think I'd be upset about that. But like now I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll play this once every 5 years for like a day. Great. Perfect. I'll see a bunch of cool planets. And I like the Nightlands level. I like that it ended with Tatooine. I like the upgrade system. I like the destroying the other racers system. I think that's really clever and really cool. And it's over and done really quickly. And it's fun. So yeah, it's going on the shelf. I like it a lot.
All right. And I know I said before, but I just want to say again, I'm really happy that you pushed this because you've been pushing this for like a year or more.
I like to find like weird games that you haven't covered before. My other note is just like, I don't understand why this wasn't on GameCube. Like this, I'm baffled this wasn't on GameCube or Xbox.
Same.
It seems really weird. It's PS2 only, given the other Star Wars games.
It must have been somebody been like, we ain't spending more money on this crap. It must have been something like that.
I looked at like an E3 2001 interview, and they're like, it's gonna have 18 tracks, and it only has 13. So I don't know what happened in development that they just like cut it off. I don't know.
Someone said,
happened.
"Get this. We want our money, and it's our money, and we want it now."
Yeah.
All right, then we should go to plugs. And Vince, where can people find you at?
You can find me on Some of My Friends Read Comics. It's a podcast where every few weeks we cover a different like monumental comic that you should read. Mike was on our episode about Super Metroid comics from Nintendo Power a couple years ago. We've covered like video game wise, we've covered like the Zelda manga, the Super Mario manga. We haven't covered the Persona 5 manga, although I do enjoy that comic. And yeah, it's really good. It's still coming in. It's like 2 volumes per like dungeon in Persona 5 where we just went through the girl with the rich dads segment and it's been going for 5 years. I think it's like volume 12 or 13.
Yeah. Haru. Yeah.
Yes. So I like that manga a lot. We haven't covered that, but I will plug that. And we should have covered the Mike Allred Dan Slott Silver Surfer by the time this episode comes out. So that's a Eisner Award-winning comic. That one's a lot of fun. So Some of My Friends Read Comics. Check it out.
I'm glad you guys are still doing it.
Yeah, 10 years we just hit.
That's
we only
really good.
Not only we have like 200. I mean, most podcasts don't last 10 years, so we're doing really well. Yes.
No, they don't.
We're reading the Ultimates. It's like a long read, like episode by episode. We're reading one issue of the Ultimates, which is like the spine for the Avengers 1 movie, which is interesting to go back to.
All right, and Kerry.
Hey, so I'm Kerooseta, Kerooseta on Twitch and YouTube. I modify and repair. I used to. I don't do it very much anymore because it's gotten too expensive. But I like to modify and repair old video game consoles, and will film and show that. Mostly now, I just kind of stream whatever I'm playing. Been streaming a lot of Hollow Knight Silksong on there, though I wasn't for some reason streaming when I beat the game earlier today. Other than that, so yeah, check that out. I'm trying to kind of start to grow the YouTube channel a little bit more now. So yeah, that's me.
And is your son still making TikToks?
Yeah, so he's no TikTok, only YouTube. He's NatureP_dragon. He makes these dragon puppets. He has not been doing it a lot lately. He streams a lot of whatever video games he's playing. He does that a lot, but he hasn't been doing a lot of he was doing those YouTube shorts and has like 670 followers, something like that. So subscribers. So he's killing me. I think he's got like 5 times as many YouTube subscribers as I have. So, but yeah, he's not really. I actually just went to look at his channel, and he hasn't uploaded a short since we were in, and he uploaded one from when we were in London this summer. So it's the last one he's loaded. So I guess he's not doing it as much lately.
It happens. People lose it. I mean, it's good that he does that. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. So
yeah. Don't want to get burnt out on the grind. But thanks for letting me plug it.
Yeah, of course. I always put a link in it, even though when I forget to ask you, it's still always in there. So anytime you're there.
Appreciate it.
All right. And if you enjoyed this episode, there's over 900 episodes of this podcast. We do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content, whatever I can convince people to talk about with me. If you want to hear all Star Wars content, in the show notes, you will see links for everything we've done Star Wars. There's well over 50, 60 episodes now of just Star Wars. So check that out. And if you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon. Little Dog can vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. And then if you donate $10 or more, I will plug your YouTube or podcast. Like these wonderful people feeding the Let's Play Princess. And you can check her out on YouTube as Let's Play Princess and Twitch. And also check out her podcast, Nerds of Broadcast. And also check out absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. They talk about MCU movies, MCU adjacent movies, and they're currently doing the Alien franchise. So check them out.
That sounds fun.
And give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro creator, Helena at Hell Has Fury. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram, and check out A Gamer Looks at 40, currently on hiatus, but he'll be back eventually. But he has a lot of episodes to check out if you never listened to his show. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, and rate and review your podcast. I think it's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.